All right, popping back in for another segment. Before we jump into this hot content for the night, make sure that you do like and subscribe. Do that. That's gonna help us with that algorithm. Make sure that our videos get in front of you. But this is just hot news. This just came out yesterday. And this is that your man, we heard that your man Matias is ducking Teofimo Lopez. And like, let me
That's
go
what
ahead
I
and give
heard.
props. And because this is not something that we're kind of like making up, so we're gonna share our screen right here. And so this is on X, formerly Twitter, and this is the boxing voice.
Shout out to Ness and Danny and all and them guys over there.
Very good. Just spoke to the manager of Subriel Matias, the IBF champion. Confirmed that Teofimo Lopez and his team sent an offer to fight in February Super Bowl weekend. Unfortunately, Matias' team had to turn it down due to a hand injury. They are now working on rescheduling the fight for April after therapy. A person with knowledge of the situation tells me Teo is fighting on his date of February. Teofimo Lopez showing huge heart. And that's
Man, not just huge heart, huge fucking bolas too, man.
Cojones. I mean,
Hey,
and at the same time, so this is a little bit of Matias, which is, I think when you gotta do a little bit too much explaining, and when you kind of like doing like videos and just like showing like
Cam,
this and that.
They got out in front. They wanted to get out in front of this thing because you see what the narrative is, and we're gonna do that shit too to generate clicks. Because I see how emotional y'all Puerto Rican boxing fans are. So we definitely gonna fuck with y'all with the title here. It's gonna be complete. It's gonna be complete clickbait. But they knew that. And they smart. They smart because they wanted to get out in front of the narrative. Wanted to get out in front of this thing because everyone was gonna say that he ducked. Everyone was going to say that he ducked, and that's what they saying. That's what we're going to say too, just to be clear, to get y'all to click. We're going to say the same shit too. But look, it was smart of them. It was smart of them to
Smart,
do the
smart of
explaining.
who? When you say smart of them,
Matias and his team to do plenty of explaining, right?
okay.
With the visual aid showing his hand's clearly fucked up. To do the explaining, and it was smart to turn that offer down. Also, it was very, very smart. There's no need to go into a huge fight like that, the biggest fight of your career, less than 100%. I'm a guy who believes that no fighter goes into the ring at 100% because of the physical toll and the taxation, mentally, physically, psychologically, that a training camp will put on you. To go into a training camp at less than 100%, now you're going into the fight well under 100%. No need to do that. There's no need to do that. Teofimo Lopez is going to have to see this guy at some point unless he gets beat. So sit out, get your hand right, go into a fight in the springtime with Teofimo Lopez. That's still a huge fight. Matias, Honduras versus Puerto Rico in New York City in the fucking summertime is a huge fight. Is it going to have the same amount of eyeballs that it might have had Super Bowl weekend? I don't know the answer to that. Super Bowl weekend, I just don't know. I think it might end up working out for them to have this fight in the spring when NFL's done with. Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball is just getting started in the spring. Nobody fucking cares about the Yankees. They're 3-0 or whatever, 0-3, right? You've maybe got some NBA playoff basketball, and really that's about it, right? This time of year, man, Super Bowl, you've got the NBA, you've got the NHL, you've got Champions League soccer.
I mean, that's what I was gonna say. We kind of end up around. I think May is when they end up Champions League. You know what I'm saying?
February is jam packed. February is jam packed, man. This is good. This is nothing but good for Subriel Matias and his team. The age-old adage that bad publicity is whatever it is, good publicity. Any kind of publicity is good publicity. That's what this is. Because nobody was talking about Subriel Matias. right?
Mm-hmm.
Except for a couple of people within hardcore boxing circles, right? The Puerto Rican fans who have been deprived of a superstar for a while now. Belanga ain't it. Sorry, guys. Lo siento. Belanga, he's not it. Xander Zayas is probably 3 or 4 years away from being a superstar if he doesn't get picked off before that.
If that, they better protect him.
Yeah, Coach Dave loves his kid Zayas. I don't see it. Matias is that guy though. Listen, after our last show, I went back. I watched about a half dozen of Matias's fights. I watched the Ponce fight. I watched the Jukembayev fight. I watched the Ergashev fight again. I watched the fight against the Armenian kid who he lost to, not Hardatutian, Ananian. I watched that fight, and I watched the Dave's man from Baltimore. What's the kid's name? Malik Hawkins. Yeah. I watched the Malik Hawkins fight. And y'all asked me last week who was Devin Haney's biggest threat at the division, and I did not want to commit to an answer. I'm willing to commit now to an answer. Subriel Matias is the guy at 140 pounds. He is gonna be very, very, very tough to beat. Very, very tough to beat. Good on him. Good on him and his team for making a wise decision. Get your hand right. Go into that fight 100%, and he will fucking smoke. He is going to smoke. He will smoke.
Teofimo Lopez.
Like some liquor split. For that, may I tell you.
Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. I was with you until that last point. And if you look at the people who have been commenting about this duck or this
you're talking on Twitter?
On Twitter, is that a lot of people are giving Teofimo props, for taking this fight. And a lot of them think that he'll actually, this one guy, I'll kind of say this, so I'll kind of give his name because I don't want it to be credited to me in any way. But this is from your boy With All the Smoke, Sensei Feet 7, who says that I'm half Puerto Rican. Tio beats the dog shit out of Matias.
This guy's out of control, guys. This guy's out of control. Talking about this kid that went life and death with Sandor Martin and and fucking Nakatani. Like, nah. Now, I will say this.
That's true, man. So I think that me more than you, I suffer from the issue of recency bias, and like when I'm thinking about Teofimo, I'm thinking about him at his optimum when he's like firing off all cylinders.
Lomachenko. That was best for Teofimo, is the Lomachenko fight during the pandemic.
Yeah, and the Josh Taylor, man. I thought that was just a classic performance by him.
But was that the same Josh Taylor that undisputed 140 pounds?
That's the
question.
It definitely wasn't, but the only thing that I thought that would have meant it would have been a bit of a closer fight, but I was utterly stunned and kind of shocked by how Teofimo controlled and kind of dominated that fight, and just
we all picked Josh Taylor, didn't we?
I believe so, but he looked.
I think we were all wrong.
Yeah,
we all picked Josh Taylor to beat him.
And because before that fight, I was not clear on his mental state. He was going through a very terrible split with his kid, and just like even some of the things that he was saying, and I just thought that Josh Taylor would kind of take care of that, because we've seen some subpar displays, from Teo. Well, one thing that I will say is that Matias, besides he did have a little bit of lull when it came to the tragedy in the ring, and then there was where I guess he was caught smoking kind of before a fight. It was some things, I mean,
Oh yeah. Post the data chef. Post the data chef fight. Yeah.
yeah. But besides that, he seems to stay really locked in and like zone in, and like Tio is that there's so many external factors that can impact his performance, is why a lot of people might not they be a little reticent to kind of buy into his stock, at times.
Well, for Tio.
Yeah, for Tio, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. But like you said, boxing is a what have you done for me lately type of sport. And after beating the brace off of Josh Taylor, man, this kid's stock has never been higher. I think coming off of that Josh Taylor win, his stock is just as high as it was after the Lomachenko win. I think that because he beat Lomachenko, but he didn't beat Lomachenko. He did better than Haney.
Yeah.
But he beat Josh Taylor in a much more convincing fashion. I mean, he was very close to stopping Taylor at one point in that fight. He had Taylor hurt. Tio was a guy that, only throws one shot. He's a one punch at a time type of guy. If he threw more, he could have got Taylor up out of there, I think. Taylor's done. Taylor. He's a guy he's stayed way too long at 140 pounds, and because of his business, because of the business of boxing and his promotional allegiances, he's not really in a position to move up because there's not any welterweight inventory over there at Top Rank. It's all over there at PBC. So this kid has got to fucking stay on fucking Weight Watchers to make 140. It's really kind of bad. Don't be surprised if you see Josh Taylor skip 147 pounds altogether and go right to 154 pounds next year sometime. They're just top ranked.
It's gonna be ugly for him. It's gonna be.
I think it might be too. Yeah, he's his body composition, his body type,
his frame is not built for that. His frame was one of the things that gave him an advantage. He had a long, lean kind of frame that could, when he was younger, he could make that weight and still fight effectively, but he just outgrew it. And then it's just I mean, not even, I don't even want to bring up the elite people at welterweight fighting a Josh Taylor. I think it looks ugly, and it's just gonna be something that kind of tarnishes his career. And
even the less than elite guys.
Yeah, and I think he gets walked through with people at super welterweight, junior middle.
Yeah. That could be bad. Well, anything else you didn't really talk about? Is this a duck by Matias? I've seen some other X-Files worthy theories out there that Teofimo Lopez offered this fight to Subriel, knowing that his hand was hurt and knowing that he would turn it down. That was my
question or whatnot. So is this a really, with him kind of standing on his business, as everybody likes to say, and calling out the boogeyman, or was there some insider information that he had about Matias? But to me, I think that he saw something, which to me, I think that Tio would do well against. I think Tio would do well against Matias, because I like he's twitchy. I think he's a little bit more dynamic than Matias, and he understands the boxing game. So I think that this was a true call out, but Matias is not ducking him, but he knows that he has to take advantage and protect the kind of eyes that are currently on him right now. And then if he goes into a fight not 100%, or kind of gets bullied, or feel he has to go into that and doesn't perform well, then there's going to be this kind of narrative that's going to come down. So he's got some good handlers. He's got some smart people, and him showing that video was very strategic in what they were doing. And so this is a classic case of both people are right in a situation. Like Teofimo this was a true call out in my eyes. I think that he sees something in Matias that he can take advantage of and doing it. And I think Matias was right in not taking this fight, not being 100%. He right now he is as we can tell by the views, this guy is a hot topic, and he doesn't want to lose that momentum by feeling pressure to take a fight when he is not 100%. All right. So with that said, give us your comments. Make sure that you like and subscribe, and tell the pundits what you think. You know what I'm saying? Is this Matias ducking? Is this Teofimo kind of like taking advantage of a situation? Y'all let us know.